Welcome to Kautilya. Friends, today I am here to explain the syllabus of Group 1 screening test going to be conducted by APPSC. So, Andhra Pradesh Public Service Commission announced the new syllabus for Group 1 services, and these Group 1 services, also called as State Civil Services, and for these State Civil Services, the examination will be at 3 levels. The examination will be at 3 levels. Number 1, screening test. Level 2 is mains examination. Number 3, personality test or interview. So these are 3 levels of the Group 1 services, and in the first stage one has to appear for the screening test, and those people who cleared this screening test, they will get eligibility to write the mains examination. And if the mains examination, if you secure the required score, then you will get a chance to appear for the interview. Then at the end they will club the mains score and interview, and they will give you the merit list. By combining the main score and interview, they will give the merit list. And according to the merit list, according to the number of vacancies or according to the vacancies in your community, you will allot it to the different services. So here all levels are very important, but basically the screening test are conventionally called as prelims. Prelims test is very important, because to appear for the mains you have to clear these prelims, you have to get through the prelims, then only you will get the chance to appear for the mains. Here the difference between prelims and mains is, prelims is completely, screening test is completely objective, it is completely objective, and mains is descriptive. An interview is something like the conversation, or they'll ask different questions. The interview board will ask different questions to the aspirant based on your biodata, based on your academic background, based on your family background, or based on your work experience. So interview test follows a general conversation between the interview board and the aspirant. So here objective and descriptive tests are most important, and these mains are descriptive test, which actually makes your service as premier service or normal service. That means if you get more score in mains test, then you will have the chance to get a better service. Okay. Then I think all of you are already have the idea of the Group 1 services, that the posts comes under Group 1 services. The important posts which comes under Group 1 services are deputy collectors in government of AP, then commercial tax officers, then road transport officers, then district registrars, then deputy superintendent of police in civil, and deputy superintendent of police in fire department, and deputy superintendent of police in prohibition and excise department, or it is also called prohibition and excise department, or it is also called assistant excise superintendent of police, AES. And we will have the number of posts like district BC welfare officer, district social welfare officer, or district tribal welfare officer, like this. And we will have the post like Mandal Parishad development officer and district panchayat officer, like this. These are a variety of services comes under the Group 1 category in the government of AP. So all these services have lots of power and a lot of responsibilities, and of course a lot of prestige in the society. So that's why these services also called as state civil services. One has to focus clearly and one has to maintain, one has to have dedicated preparation for this exam, to clear this exam, to get this service. Okay. Now, in the beginning part, I will explain you what is prelims test or screening test, how to crack this screening test. In the screening test, you have the syllabus. Like, the screening test is for 150 marks. They will give you 150 objective questions, and each question carries 1 mark, and you have to answer all these questions, and you will get you have to answer for 150 marks. And in this, from this year onwards, from 2017 onwards, the new development in this screening test is the APPSC introduced negative marking. APPSC introduced negative marking in Group 1 prelims. So it is very, very important to note that there is negative marking in the screening test. Means you should be very thorough, and you should be very accurate in the content, and you should be very, very clear in the concepts. So you have to maintain both clarity and you have to maintain accuracy in the preparation, so that you can avoid the negative marking, or you can avoid the chance of the questions of wrong answers, so that you can reduce the negative marking. Okay. That means what? If you have the clarity, then only you can have less chances for the wrong answers. If there is less chance for wrong answers, then there is no matter to worry about this negative marking. But without clarity, if you try to attempt each and every question, that creates a difficulty to clear this exam, because for every 3 right answers, for every 3 wrong answers, you will use 1 right answer. So negative marking is such a dangerous thing. So until unless you do not have clarity over the question, you do not have accuracy in the particular context, it is better not to attempt the question in the case of negative marking. Okay. So let us see the syllabus. In the syllabus, according to the APPSC, we have different components like events of national and international importance. I will explain the type of questions will be asked in this examination from this particular topic, and the reliable source for these topics. Number 1, events of national and international importance is the first topic in the syllabus. For these events of national and international importance, you will get some current affairs, national and international importance. Current national and international importance, which includes political, economic, socio-cultural importance. So there are some events at the national and international level which have some political importance, economic importance, social importance, and cultural importance. So we have to know these affairs at a national and international level with some significance. For suppose example, like there is a joint project between India and Myanmar, and it is a Kaladan multimodal transport system. Now there was question in recently conducted Telangana Group-2. What is this Kaladan multimodal transport system? Or in this Kaladan multimodal transport system, it is a connecting route between the Northeast India and Myanmar, through the road and through the inland river, and through the sea route. So it is a route which consists of road transportation, river transportation, that is inland waterway, then sea route. Now in the examination they ask this question, which of the following modes of transportation are exist in Kaladhan multimodal transport system? Very good question. Means it is a project which has some economic and political importance in between Myanmar and India, this Kaladhan multimodal transport system. So that means we have to know what is this multi-mode, which type of modes of transportation is there here, whether it is road or river or sea route or it is rail, like that. Okay. Or generally they may ask, this Kaladhan multimodal transport system is a joint project between which of the following two countries? Options like Myanmar and India, Bangladesh and India, Bangladesh and Myanmar, Myanmar and Thailand, like that. We have to know these important projects. Similarly, today China is building one belt, one road. China is constructing a project in the name of one belt, one road. So in the examination they asked in Civil Services 2016, they asked this question, one belt and one road policy belongs to which of the following countries? So this one belt and one road policy belongs to China, where they are constructing two ways. One road is a roadway, and one belt is a sea route. So what is this one belt or what is this one road, and which are under construction by China, or which countries these routes cover, or from which areas these roads are going on? Today this one road is going through the disputed territory between India and Pakistan, that is POK area. This is what one road, which passes through the disputed territory, that is POK area, and it is to connect the Godar port in Pakistan. That's why we have to know this is such an important project under construction by China to encircle India and to encircle the Indian Ocean. So this one road policy is going, this one belt policy is going to encircle the Indian Ocean. So we have to know this such an important project. Okay. Then here we have to know some of the affairs of India. Like for suppose the India's interest in Iran. Today India is developing a port in Iran. It is a counter to this Godar port in Pakistan. So what is the port that is to be developed by India in Iran in counter to the Godar port? So these are the things which have some geopolitical importance. Now India is constructing a port in Iran in response to the Godar port, or it is a counter to the Godar port. What is that port is a question in the examination, or they will ask this question. So we have to know all the affairs which have some national and international importance with the political importance or economic importance, or the other issues like the cooperation between Indian Army and US Army. The cooperation between Indian Army and US Army to have better mechanism, to have better war strategy. And today the French Navy is supporting the Indian Navy. The French Navy is supporting the Indian Navy to develop advanced submarines. So what is that submarine is a question in the examination. So you will get these type of current developments with some national and international importance from this first topic. Then second topic, in the examination the second topic is also current affairs, but there is a small difference between the first topic and second topic. In the first topic and the second topic, current affairs, international, national and regional. But here in the current affairs, international, national importance, here they specifically ask some of the events or some of the summits or some of the conferences. So some of the events, summits and conferences at national, international and regional level. Regional level. Are some of the important issues like recent appointments and recent sport events, and recent awardees and recent festivals like cultural festivals, film festivals and their details. Okay, so you'll get something like appointments, sports, awards, festivals, or something like literary festivals, and where they have been celebrated, and which person is awarded with which award, and who have been received the so and so award, like this. Or recently conducted the international kabaddi tournament was held in which of the following places, and who was the winner of this international kabaddi 2016. So these type of questions will be asked from this second topic. So this is current affairs. Now for the first and second topic you can make common preparation. For the first topic, events of national and international importance, and second topic, current affairs of national, international and regional level. For this, the prime source is everyday newspaper. Everyday newspaper. Generally for English medium people, if you go through a newspaper like Hindu, it's well and good, or there is no need to go through Hindu, or if you are able to follow some apps, in the mobile phones, in the smartphones nowadays, everybody, almost all the people are using these smartphones. In the smartphones, if you download some app like Hindu app, or Times of India app, or Indian Express app, Indian Express, Hindu or Times of India. If you are able to follow these apps, and in that they will give you the columns like international events, national events, or science and technology events, like this. So go through these areas in accordance with the syllabus, so that you will get an idea. And apart from that, it is better to follow the online classes or the online weekly current affairs by this Kautilya Career Catalyst. And apart from that, number one, the regular source like the apps or the newspaper itself. Second thing, the online classes, weekly current affairs by Kautilya Career Catalyst. And the third thing, any monthly magazine in English medium, or generally the GK Today monthly, not magazine, but the GK Today people, they'll give objective questions on a monthly basis, and of course they'll give on day-to-day basis, and at the end of the month you can get a GK Today multiple choice questions, GK Today, or if you regularly follow this GK Today is also good. So these are the three areas for the first and second topics. So you can follow these things, right? Then third one, general science and its applications to the day-to-day life and contemporary developments in science and technology and information technology. Here for the general science, or in general science you will get questions related to the physics, questions related to the chemistry, questions related to the biology. Here generally they will ask the fundamentals or the principles of the physics, the principles or applications of the chemistry, and the general details in biology, general like the human anatomy, or the details about the human physiology, very simple details, basic details. Now for this physics, for example in the physics, they will ask you questions like, in the case of rainbow, at the time of rainbow, which of the following principles of light are involved? So what are the different principles of light involved in the formation of a rainbow? Whether it is total internal reflection, a refraction, a reflection, like this, general application. Or they will ask you a question like, in the working of refrigerator, which of the following principles of heat are involved? Which of the following principles of heat are involved? Or they'll ask you question like, in the working of centrifuge, which of the following principles are involved? Or they'll ask you questions like, in nuclear reactors of India, which of the following type of reactions are taking place? Whether it is nuclear fusion, nuclear fission, or both, or some other any chemical reaction. And fifth, in the case of stars, which type of reactions are taking place? Like this. So these are all the general applications. Okay. So they'll ask these questions from the physics, and from the chemistry they'll ask very general questions related to the application of chemistry. So which of the following is also called as common salt, or which of the following is called as table salt? Or in the chemistry they'll ask, which of the following chemicals are used in the preparation of soaps? Whether it is proteins, whether it is fats, whether it is vitamins, like this. Or they'll ask you, graphite is a carbon component, a crystal, or it is a non-organic component? D, none of the above. So graphite, what is graphite? Or what is diamond? Like this. Or they'll ask you some questions related to applications like, according to Boyle's law, the relation between temperature, pressure and volume. So these are basic things. Or they may ask you something like, what are the fundamental principles, what are the fundamental particles? Or which of the following is the fundamental unit of matter? They'll ask you a question like molecule or atom, or elements or compounds, like that. Okay. So they'll ask some common applications. Like plaster of Paris is a organic compound, inorganic compound, like this. So general applications where the chemistry we are using different types of materials and their uses. Okay. Then while coming to the biology, they'll ask the questions about our human physiology, like the human digestive system, human excretory system, human respiratory system, and human reproductive system, and their details, fundamental details. And apart from that, they'll ask something, the basic fundamental about the plants and the plant structure, their roots and their important plant categories and their properties, characteristics, like that, basic fundamentals. So for this entire general science, if you read CBSE 8th, 9th, 10th, it's very good. Or otherwise, in the market there is TMH, Tata McGraw-Hill General Science, where they cover physics, chemistry and biology, and please go through it and practice previous bits. Practice previous questions. And for SNT, for science and technology, they'll ask the recent current affairs, like the recent current affairs related to space technology, related to the information technology, related to the nanotechnology, like this. They'll ask the questions like, which of the following is the recently launched satellite by ISRO for ocean exploration or for mineral exploration? Or which of the following is a satellite launched by ISRO for weather forecasting? Or which of the following is a space probe sent to Mars by Russia? Or which of the following, or sometimes they'll give the name, Curiosity is a space probe sent to Mars by which of the following space agencies? like that. These type of questions will be asked in the examination from SNT. Then for this SNT, if you could able to follow the same in the TMH material, they will give some components of SNT, basic things, and if you able to follow the current affairs recently, recent current affairs related to the SNT, so in the same sources whichever I already mentioned, the newspaper or newspaper app, second thing the Kautilya current affairs, weekly current affairs, and third thing the GK Today or some other monthly magazine on current affairs. Then the next component is geography of world, national and Andhra Pradesh. So the geography of the world, India and Andhra Pradesh, here there are three parts: world geography, Indian geography and AP geography. But we do not know how many questions will ask exactly from these areas. But in the world pattern there were around 25 plus questions, or around at least 20 questions from geography component. This time we cannot say how many marks they will ask, but the syllabus is very vast. For this, first you have to go through the basic books, like if you go through the NCERT 6th to 10th, NCERT 6th to 10th, or if you go through Telugu Academy 11th class, means intermediate first and second year, Telugu Academy intermediate first and second year geography textbook, first and second year geography textbooks, Telugu Academy intermediate first and second year geography textbook, or for these books. Apart from this is for general understanding. Apart from this, Kautilya Publications is going to release a book on geography, world geography, Indian geography, then AP geography. So go through this geography book by Kautilya Publications. It is a book which is going to be published by Kautilya Publications, and try to practice the number of questions. Here in this book they will provide chapter wise or topic wise questions, and try to solve all these questions. So basic reading, textbook, then practice with 3 sources. So now friends, I am telling you, in this competitive examination, especially for objective tests, we have to select the limited source, but that should be reliable. So limited source, multiple revisions. It is the only fundamental sutra or mantra to clear this screening test. How to take the limited source, how to do multiple revisions. Then only you have the chance to give accurate answer in the examination, so that you can clear this examination. Okay, so always try to take the limited resource or limited material for each and every topic. Then in geography, they'll ask the questions related to world geography. In the world geography, for suppose they'll ask questions: which of the following is an active volcano? Or they'll ask the questions like, which of the following belt, or at which of the following places there will be highest number of earthquakes in the world, or which is meant by a ring of fire. Or they will ask something like, there are some questions from the solar system like, which of the following is largest satellite in the solar system. Or sometimes they may ask, which of the following is a space probe sent to Jupiter by NASA. Or they may give the name itself, Juno. Juno is a space probe sent to NASA, sent to Jupiter by which of the following agencies. So first of all, you have to know what is Juno and what are the which agency sent this space probe to Jupiter. Or you have to know what is MAVEN, Mars atmosphere and volatile evolution. So if you know, MAVEN is an experiment to do research on the atmosphere of the Mars, and which was sent by NASA. This is one thing. This generally comes in the current affairs of science and technology. And apart from that, they may ask these questions related to the solar system. So in this world, in this geography, you will get some questions about world geography, something like landforms, then something like climatology. In the climatology part, they'll ask the questions like, they'll ask the questions like there will be high temperature. There will be high temperature at the foothill of the mountain when compared to the top of the mountain. What is the reason? There will be high temperature at the foothill of the mountain than the top of the mountain. Or they'll ask the questions, generally the top hills, mountain hills, the mountain tops, they experience low temperature when compared to the plain areas. What is the reason? Because of their altitude. So because of their altitude, as we know, there is decrease in temperature with increase in altitude. That is what the normal lapse rate. Or they will ask direct question, there is decrease of temperature with increase in height in the lower part of the atmosphere, that is in troposphere. What is the reason? Or this phenomena is called as. Okay. Then sometimes they will ask El Nino. El Nino is a phenomena where it replaces the cold current with the warm current. We have to know what is El Nino. You have to know what is La Nina, how it affects our Indian climate, like that. Then in oceanography, something like at which of the following places you can find out the petroleum and natural gas reserves, whether in continental shelf, whether in continental slope, or whether deep sea plains, where you can find out these resources. Then while coming to the Indian geography, they'll ask the details like the physiography of India, or which of the following is the highest peak in Western Ghats, or where this highest peak of Western Ghats is located, or which of the following regions have which of the following regions have dense forest region in India, or which of the following places receives highest rainfall in India or lowest rainfall in India, or which of the following forests are located in the given region. For example, they will ask in Indian territory, Andaman Nicobar Islands are covered with which of the following types of forests. That means you have to know which type of forests are distributed in Andaman Nicobar Islands. They will ask some questions about the soils. Soils like which of the following soils are known for moisture retaining capacity, water storing capacity. There is black soil or red soil or laterite soil or sandy soil, like that. So you will get a variety of questions like in economic geography, you will get some data related to the agriculture. Agriculture means which of the following state is a leading producer of jute in India. Okay. And industry, the mineral distribution of mineral resources, like which of the following places is known for copper deposits, which of the following places is known for diamond deposits, which of the following places is known for iron ore deposits. Then in industrial part, they will ask the questions about the first cotton textile mill of India was set up at which of the following places. The first jute textile mill of India was set up at which of the following places. And the Bhilai steel plant was set up in Chhattisgarh, which of the following countries are foreign assistance. Okay. These type of factual data they will ask from Indian economic geography. So for this, as I told you, you have to know, first you have to read the basic NCERT or Telugu Academy, either one but not both, either Telugu Academy or NCERT, and apart from the textbook which is going to be published by the Kautilya. It is specially designed for the Group-1 and Group-2 English medium candidates, or any candidates who are appearing for the state PCS or civil services in English medium. Okay. Right. Then the next topic in the syllabus, history of ancient, medieval and modern socio-cultural, economic and political affairs with special emphasis on Indian national movement. Here the syllabus is like this. There is ancient history of India, medieval history of India and modern history of India. Here one has to read all these areas, ancient, medieval and modern. So for this, again the basic things, if you go through Telugu Academy history books, Telugu Academy history for competitive examination, they are written history for competitive examination, and generally it is intermediate first year or second year. Number one. Number two, you can take a book written by K. Krishna Reddy, and it is published by Wizard. Wizard Publications. A third one, class notes are material. Class notes are material by Kautilya Publications. Class notes are material by Kautilya Publications or Kautilya online classes. These three things are enough, more than enough, sufficient. Or otherwise you can take any class notes for English medium in available in Ashok Nagar of Hyderabad, Ashanara, Hyderabad. Okay, right. Then in history also they'll ask the questions, some of the questions related to the culture part, like Samhitas means, or Hinayana Buddhism follows which of the following principles, or the Nagarjuna Konda, or the Buddhism follows by the Buddhist philosophy followed by Acharya Nagarjuna, like the options Hinayana Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, Udrayana Buddhism, like that. So the freedom struggle, they'll ask the questions like where the first Satyagraha was started, and who of the following was the first Satyagraha in India, or at which of the following places the first event of the 1857 revolt was began. These type of questions they'll ask. Okay, for this the source is basic NCERT books. If you are interested to read NCERT book, you can read NCERT book 11th and 12th class, where there is ancient history by R.S. Sharma, but medieval history by Satish Chandra, and modern history by Bipan Chandra, but these are not up to the Group 1 standard. I mean, these are more to the Group 1 standard, but if you go through Bipan Chandra modern India, it is helpful for your mains also. Modern history Bipan Chandra. But for the remaining things, just depends on the material, printed material which is supplied by the Kautilya carriers, and any other class notes which is available in the Ashok Nagar for English medium. Next, with Indian polity and governance, constitutional issues, public policy formulation, implementation, government reforms and e-governance initiatives. So, for all these things, you will get the questions generally on Constitution of India, making of the Constitution, and the different amendments to the Constitution, and the details about the fundamental rights and fundamental duties, and the questions like, for suppose right to education is comes under which of the following articles, right to freedom of press comes under which of the following articles of the Constitution. Okay, or regarding the Parliament, in Indian Parliament consists of A. Rajya Sabha, B. Lok Sabha, C. President, D. all of the above, these type of questions. Or in India, a person can be appointed for the president for how many times? It was a question asked recently, Group 2 screening test. So these type of questions they will ask. For this, the good book is Lakshmikant, but in this book you have to go through selective study. Selective study means see the contents which are mentioned in the syllabus and go through these areas only. Don't read each and everything. And apart from this, the book or the material given by the Kautilya Publications. Kautilya Publications. These are enough. And apart from this, practice as many bits as possible, as many objective questions as possible. Okay. Next, economic development in India since independence, role of planning commission, Niti Aayog, India's economic problems such as poverty and employment, agrarian crisis, irrigation and water, sustainable development, inflation and balance of payments, growth with stability, growth with social justice. So this is one big area for which you have to know the basic standards, basic NCERT book. NCERT books are Indian economy, like the 8th class NCERT, 9th and 10th NCERT. Just see the syllabus. If the syllabus is mentioned in these books, then take the book, NCERT book. Or Telugu Academy published economy, Indian economy for competitive examinations. Indian economy for competitive examination. Or otherwise, a book is going to be published by Kautilya Publications. It's an authentic and very good book, and go through it, this Kautilya Publications book. And apart from this, any English medium class notes provided in the Ashok Nagar for groups, but at present there are no good book for this entire syllabus. That's why you have to depend on the NCERT books for basic understanding. Then any material like Kautilya publication, it will be according to the syllabus, or any book if you take, but there just take the book and see the topics in your syllabus, just go for the selective study. And apart from this, it is better to go through Indian Economic Survey, not the entire book, highlights of Indian Economic Survey 2016-17, highlights of Indian Economic Survey 2016-17, then Indian Budget 2017-18, Indian Budget 2017-18, this is enough. Then for center-state relations, finance commission, sharing of resources between center and the states, decentralization, it is a sub-part of Indian polity. So support of Indian polity, then you can read the same book for these areas like Lakshmikant and any material supplied by these Kautilya publications. Then India's economic reforms, banking, financial, trade, social sector, new challenges in globalization context, global competition, financial, marketing instabilities, FDI flows and GST. It is also part of Indian economy. So take that book, take one standard book for Indian economy, like the Mishra and Puri, or as I told you, the Telugu Academy books for economy in competitive Telugu Academy books in economy for competitive examinations. There go through the selective study, or you can follow, even for some of the topics you can follow the mrunal.org online website, mrunal.org and online website. And apart from that, the material and the content provided by the Kautilya publications. mrunal.org is a good website for this economy, where you can get some flow charts for easy way of understanding. Okay. Then environmental degradation and challenges, sustainable development and environmental protection. Environmental degradation challenges, sustainable development and environmental protection is a new topic added in the syllabus. So for this, you have to follow one particular material, or probably the Kautilya publication is going to publish a book on this, or apart from this, you have to go through a book published by Telugu Academy, environmental issues by Telugu Academy, and apart from this, try to follow the day-to-day current affairs on environment, like the UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, was held in which of the following areas, or the COP, Conference of Parties regarding the climate change, was held in which of the following areas. Then what is Montreal Protocol, its background, what is Cancun Summit related to what, then Rio Summit related to what, or what is meant by biodiversity. See here, basic thing, the terminology in this area, terminology is important. Second thing, recent developments regarding this environment and summits and global conventions. Okay, right. So the source is Telugu Academy book on environmental issues. Then the new book which is going to be published by these Kautilya publications, or any other material provided by these Kautilya publications. The disaster management, vulnerability profile, prevention and mitigation strategies, application of remote sensing and GIS in the assessment of the disaster. So it is also a very easy subject and to get and scoring subject, easy and scoring. That's why one has to utilize this as a best scoring area, because it's easy to understand, easy to get good score. For this, the source is again the Kautilya publications. They are going to release this new book on this area, and apart from this, you can follow the website of NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority website, National Disaster Management Authority website. Okay, National Disaster Management Authority website, and online classes discussion on disaster management, or generally the recent current affairs regarding their area, means where there was recently there was a very high earthquake with highest magnitude, earthquake with highest number of deaths, or volcanic eruption. So in a recent area, in a recent past, where there was a volcanic eruption, or sometimes if there is major accident like nuclear accident, where it was happened, how many deaths were happened due to that accident, and what was the prime reason behind that accident, or some of the incidents like Bhopal gas tragedy and its background, that we have to know in this area. Okay. So then, logical reasoning, analytical ability, and data interpretation. It is, of course, earlier it was like mental ability, but today in the new syllabus they slightly changed. Logical reasoning, analytical ability, and data interpretation. There they are going to give some questions about tabulation, data, and all these things. For this, you have to attend the classroom program. If you are non-maths students, you have to attend the classroom discussion. Second thing, any book on data interpretation. Any book on data interpretation. Any book on data interpretation, apart from the class. Right. Then data analysis, the same topic. The continuation of the data interpretation is data tabulation of data, visual representation of data, basic data analysis, summary statistics such as mean, variance, coefficient of variation, and interpretation. Okay. So here you have to get one book on data interpretation. Data interpretation generally by Arihant Publications is good one. Arihant Publications on data interpretation is good one. So try to follow this one. Arihant Publications, data interpretation. That's good. Then this is one area, bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh, its administrative, economic, social, cultural, political and legal implications, problems including loss of capital city, challenges in building new capital and its financial implications, division and rebuilding of common institutions, division of employees and their relocation and nativity issues. Okay. Then the effect of bifurcation on commerce and entrepreneurs, implication to financial resources of state government, task of post-bifurcation infrastructure development and opportunities for investments, socio-economic, cultural and demographic, cultural and demographic impact of bifurcation, and impact of bifurcation on river water sharing and consequential issues, AP Reorganization Act 2014 and the arbitrariness of certain provisions. So now for this entire thing, first one has to read AP Reorganization Act 2014. There they mentioned all these issues like the capital issue, like the sharing of the employees, division of the common resources, common institutions of training and skill development, and there they mentioned about the sharing of river water. So first, if you go through the AP Reorganization Act 2014, which is available in the government website, AP government website, and if you could able to listen some YouTube lessons on AP Reorganization Act, YouTube lessons, and take the material supplied by the Kautilya publications, Kautilya online classes, material by Kautilya online. So these are enough to cover this area. So here the problem is in this screening test, actually as I told, this screening test is for 150 marks and they will give you 150 questions, and there are here 14 topics. Now it is very difficult to say how many marks will be given in one particular area, how many marks they will give in one particular area in this scenario. But on an average, they will give 10 plus questions from each and every area, 10 plus questions from each and every area. But the syllabus is very, very vast. You have to cover the entire syllabus, and if you could able to get at least 100 marks, if you could able to get 100 marks out of 150, it is very, very good score. Then if you definitely crack these prelims, no doubt in that, because in all the years up to now, in all the exams conducted by the APPSC, the highest score cut-off mark for prelims was 87. but due to some changes, the 2011 notification, they made the cutoff as 91. That's why if you could get 100 marks, it is the best score for to clear the prelims and enter to get the eligibility for the mains. But our target is 100 marks. But the question paper is for 150 marks. There you have to cover 14 topics. Means you should be thorough and strong in at least 10 areas. You should be thorough and strong in at least 10 areas, 10 topics of the 14 topics. And in the remaining 4 topics, it is depends on your personal interest. Choose which areas are best for you and where you have command. And generally, here there are number of topics which helps for your mains. Number of topics which are helpful. For example, environment is a common topic for prelims and mains. And disaster management, of course there is no particular disaster management in the mains, but it is comes under science and technology paper in the 4th paper in 3rd section, disaster management, environment. And this AP Bifurcation Act, it is also mentioned in the prelims as well as mains, AP Bifurcation Act. Then polity is there for prelims and mains. Modern history, modern Indian history. Modern Indian history is there for prelims and mains. Modern history. Then Indian economy is there for prelims and mains. So these are some areas. These are some areas which are mentioned or which are part of the prelims syllabus and main syllabus. Now we have to get thorough knowledge of these areas, so that they are helpful for you in the examination. Okay. So finally, for these prelims, as I told you, the ultimate mantra is limited but reliable source. Limited but reliable source. Reliable source means material. Number 2, multiple revisions. Multiple revisions. Don't read the different types of materials. So stick to one material and read it a number of times. Then 3rd one, practice. Practice, practice, practice. So practice as many questions as possible. Practice as many objective questions as possible. Or try to take the weekly tests, topic wise test, chapter wise test, then comprehensive test on the particular subject, and overall grand test on the entire syllabus. Then definitely will clear this exam. It's not a big task. Okay. So this is what the strategy and the source and way of approach for this prelims test to clear. Okay. I wish you all the best. Thank you.